Hello all, and welcome back to Chreos Gaming. I am continuing my playthrough of Morrowind, and there's been, actually, I'm going to call it a significant change of plans insofar as my intentions had been for Morrowind. I looked up the houses, the great houses here in Vardenfell, because I wanted to find out whether or not it was, or to find out what it was going to require to join the houses in another playthrough. And then I discovered that you can't join all three. You can only join one at a time unless you take advantage of a bug, and then you can only join two at a time. So my intent for a second playthrough with a different character that used each of the houses the same way I used each of the guilds in this playthrough isn't going to work. The other side of it is I had intended to set up a character that would be primarily a magic user, and because there is no automatic magicka regen, I need to go to Gnisis. Can you take me to Gnisis? No, you can take me to Aldrune. Well, maybe Aldrune can take me to Gnisis. Because there is no automatic... hold on, give me a second, my brain will kick back in. Because there is no automatic magic regen, a magic character would actually be really kind of annoying. Give me a moment, I'm going to be right back. Alright, so what I was saying is because of that, I need to adjust what I'm doing. I need to travel to Gnisis. I have a spreadsheet set up, and I'm going to try and put an image of that spreadsheet in the video as an overlay so that you can see it, that identifies what... Oh, there's supposed to be a trade house. There we go. Where am I? It's off to the right there. That identifies the requirements for the various factions and where I am in terms of those requirements. I now meet the requirements for the Imperial Legion, but I don't yet meet the requirements for the Imperial Cult. I have to get my mysticism up, which is why I've got this mysticism spam spell here that I'm basically just going to be casting as I run to try and get as much out of it as I can, and then I'll be able to match the Imperial Cult. You look like you might be part of the Imperial Legion. Honor you. Honor to you, Nerevarine. Thanks. Do you know anything about the Imperial Legion? We have garrisons at Fort Pelagiad in Pelagiad, Hawkmoth Fort in Ebenheart, Fort Moonmoth in Balmora, Fort Buckmoth in Aldrune, and Fort Darius in Gnisis. Were you looking to join the Imperial Cult? Yes, as a matter of fact, I was. We could use a few recruits here in the Death's Head Legion garrison. See General Darius. Okay, where's General Darius? He's here. Check his office on the lower level. Okay. So rather than starting a completely new playthrough that wouldn't really work very well, I've already got 100 and something hours to get this strong. I'm going to be overpowered for most of what I have to do for the lower level quests, I'm sure, but I'm alright with that. This is a wooden door that leads to some dude's bedroom with a book in it. Hold on. The annotated Anuad, which I already have, so that's fine. I don't need that book. And he was looking at me, so I wouldn't have been stealthy. Anyway, this is some other dude's bedroom. Looking for an office, not bedrooms.
I was gonna say, does he have a book too?
He'd probably... Good grief, what's with all the bedrooms?
It is a garrison, so, you know, soldiers live there.
Is this not the lower level she was referencing, then? This must not be the lowest level she was referencing. Oh, this is not just a bedroom. It's an office and a bedroom. Okay, I suppose that makes some sense. Okay, nothing there worthwhile. All right. So instead of starting a new one, what I will do is I will try to go through the various factions I have left in this playthrough. I'll do the remaining Imperial factions first, and then after finishing those, I will try and hit the houses, and I'll do them one at a time. I'll save it, run through one house, go back to the save that I did before I started that house, run through another house. Because if I come look at my, scroll all the way down here, look at my factions, I don't have any of the houses as factions yet. So I'm assuming that even though I am the Ortator for all of them, that I'm actually not a member of any of them and can still join them. And if that turns out to be false, I don't know what I'll do. I may just say forget about it and not do anything with the houses and just move on to Oblivion instead. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling. All right, so Darius, are you here to join the Imperial Legion? As a matter of fact, I am. Son, you got what we need here at the Imperial Legion. What? Do you want to join, or do you want to hear what we're all about? You know what? Go ahead and tell me about the Imperial Legion. Your duties are to the Empire and to your commanding officers, in that order. Carry yourself with dignity and uphold the law. You are the face of the Empire to the common man. Respect all members of the Imperial Legion. It is treasonous to fight or steal from other members. If you break these rules, you must speak with your recruiting officer, me, to redeem your standing. Do you swear to adhere to what I have stated? Yes, sir. You are now a recruit in the Imperial Legion. Welcome, Drolan. You'll have to stay in uniform, so take this chain cuirass. You better be wearing a Legion cuirass of some kind in the presence of a higher-ranking member. Take your orders from me and other knights, and your advancement through the ranks will be swift if you meet the requirements. Awesome.
No more Dark Brotherhood suit.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least for the chest piece. What are the requirements? The Legion selects your endurance. Oh, selects for endurance, the soldierly virtue, and personality, the citizen's virtue. For service in the Legion is the model for the duties of the Imperial citizenship. As a trooper or knight, you must master the long blade, spear, and blunt weapons. You must block whatever blows you can, and take unblocked blows upon your heavy armor. The Legion recruit must also be athletic to evade, maneuver, and charge on the field of battle. All right, so from that, you only have to have a stat at 35, and I do have both endurance and personality above 35, so that's good. And then I'm going to be relying on long blade, not block. Well, block might actually be high enough that it's, and athletics for the others. All right, what about advancement? Am I allowed to advance now? You can fight with the best of them, but you don't seem to understand how to follow orders. Yeah, that's because you haven't given me any yet. I just figured I'd ask. All right, so what are the first orders you have for me? Yes, let's see if you truly are loyal to our cause here in Morrowind. There's a little issue of a land deed here in Gnisis I need you to take care of. Oh, what about a land deed? Mansalamat Vabdas died recently in the egg mine. He is survived by his wife, who now owns a parcel of land we could use for another dock. Talk to the widow Vabdas and get the deed to her land. Don't take no for an answer. Get me that land deed. I don't know that I want to work for you at this point. Hey, what about the egg mine? It's up on the hill on the east side of town. Careful in there. The Quama Queen has been blighted. They're only letting miners in. Okay, what about Widow Vabdas? Her land is prime for our expansion plans here. And what about the land deed? Mansalamat Vabdas died. Yes, okay. So it says the same thing. Yeah, you suck. Alright, so I have to go find Widow Vabdas. Her land is prime. That's fine, but where is she? Maybe there was a Vabdas manor I can find. I'll have to go outside and check. So they like the whole moral gray area thing. Yahazhat, Dinadad, Barracks, Shandhut, Sharasa, Gnisis Egg Mine.
It should
Fort
be close to the
Darius.
fort, though. Or not, I mean the water, because if it's supposed to be a port.
True. But is Gnisis even... Yeah, well, I mean, there's some water near Gnisis. Okay. And it's more south than it is north. Well, I guess I go running around and try and find out. That's kind of funny. That's the barracks. I don't care about the barracks. Now, just because she has land that's on the water, though, doesn't mean that she's going to be on the water. That's the one
Oh, that's a good point.
potential concern. I was expecting Lasazmi, Almu, Tensamiran, cave dwelling. I just would have expected them to, like him to actually tell me where to go to find. I guess if I head over... Actually, let me just go back to the trade house and see if I can ask somebody about Vabdas. You know what? You're out here. Maybe I can ask you.
Yes, Outlander?
Let's see here. The usual stammering welcome of the Nerevarine. Something Vabdas. I don't even remember her first name now. Guess I was... Oh, here we go. Widow Vabdas. She lives in her hut just outside the village to the west, along the river. Her husband died recently in the egg mine. It's a shame. What about the egg mine? It's up on the hill on the east side of town. Okay, so she lives the opposite direction from the egg mine. Good to know. Careful in there. The queen has been blighted. You're only letting miners in. Okay. So she's outside of town to the west, which is over here somewhere. So I guess I'll head out this way and see if I can find her. And apparently the Legion is going to be a bunch of jerks. Now, the Bethesda folks, and I don't know if Elder Scrolls 3, yeah, it was. Bethesda Softworks is the name that comes up when I launch the game. So yes, they tend to like everybody you could work for is a jerk, or at least has some significant negative aspect to them, structure to it. And I don't know. It'd be nice if you could just work for some folks who are actually specifically the good guys. But we'll see if there's a way to do this without having... Oh, excuse me, Sarda, but, well, you're the Nerevarine. Yes, I am. Don't worry about it. I'm just here because I'm supposed to be trying to get your land deed, which is utterly ridiculous. But my husband was murdered by a legionnaire, and now you come asking for his land. You will never get his land. I will fight you, and all of Gnisis will fight you until all you foreigners leave us in peace. Now get out of my home. Wait. What is this about your husband being murdered? My husband went to the egg mine and never came home. He knew the mine was closed by you foreigners and guarded by the legions, but we had no fresh Quama eggs. If you want to help me, go to the mines and find out the truth. Oh, good. Maybe I don't have to actually run you off your land. That would be excellent. What about Gnisis? Gnisis is a small agriculture... Yeah, you just tell me about the generic stuff about Gnisis. That's fine. And the egg mine, you say? It's up on the hill on the east side of town. Careful in there. The Quama Queen has been blighted. We're only letting miners in. Oh, this time I can ask Quama Queen, though. The Quama Queen is the huge, bloated Quama that produces the nest eggs. They are too large and far to move, and all their needs are attended by worker Quama. Okay, so off to the mine I go, because maybe I can get this guy ousted then for being aggressive in his attempt at land grabbing, because that really wasn't the impression that, you got from other Legion representatives, I don't think. Okay, so the mine, that's Fort Darius, that's the egg mine, so I have to come up to the bridge over here and then run up the hill. Okay. Which is here? No. Yes. Ish. Okay, so I can come this way. Alright. Well, that is definitely an improvement over what it looked like I was going to have to do. I was thinking I was either going to have to steal the deed, or otherwise rough the poor gal up, and that was not my intent. Okay.
Is there something you need?
Alright. You're out of uniform. Talk to me when you're serious. Okay, fine. Hold on. I gotta go find this stupid uniform. Imperial chain. Oh, I wasn't wearing the Brotherhood stuff anyway. I switched over to the glass. Honor to you, Nerevarine. Yeah. Let's see here. Probably can't ask. What if I ask you about Widow Vabdas? What do you say to that? Her land is prime for our expansion plans here. Why do you know that? Actually, you know, it almost makes sense why you know about that. I'm not happy about that. What do you know about the egg mine? I already gave you the key. Now get lost before they see us talking. Oh yeah, you did give me the key. I forgot about that. Okay, well, in I go. I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to be looking for. Maybe folks inside will help me?
There's no time for talk.
Yes, okay, so you fawn over the Nerevarine. Yeah, whatever. And what do you say about Widow Vabdas? She lives in her hut just outside the village. Yes, I know that. You say about the egg mine. That's where you are. That's what I figured. Interesting. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be trying to learn here. Ooh, the Gnisis egg mine ledger. So there's people who have taken stuff, specific eggs and that kind of thing. All right, I guess I just keep asking people about the widow and see what they say when I do. What do you say about Widow Vabdas? She lives in her hut. Okay, that's not helpful. Well, I mean, it was helpful. It's what got me to her to begin talking, but how am I supposed to research a murder if I can't tell anybody? Danger. About murder. I wonder if I've already got something in here. Because I was fairly thorough, I thought, when I came in exploring. And if I picked something up that I didn't recognize the significance of, because I didn't know this quest was here, I wonder if I would have already completed that aspect of things. Okay, so this is Shanud Udud Nabia. If I start with the widow, it says the same thing.
Imperial cult, maybe.
Right, but it's Imperial Legion.
Oh, right.
Is the problem. Egg mine, that's where you are. Okay. Actually, Darius. Do you have anything about Darius? You say, Darius is the commander of the Death's Head Legion garrison here. It can't be easy keeping the peace between his human and orc troopers, but his men all speak well of him. Okay. Fort Darius. The Empire built a fort near Gnisis village with the help of House Redoran. They named this fort after the garrison's commander, General Darius. Well, he's got a big head anyway. Or he's well respected, or both, I suppose. Both could be correct. Alright. So, yeah, I'll just keep going and asking people about stuff. Are scribs going to attack? No? Okay, that's interesting. I think that's the first tame... Well, do I remember other scribs attacking me? I don't recall specifically. Okay, so he came in and he was murdered. Would anybody... Like, who would be able to tell that he was murdered, though? Where'd the other guy go? There was somebody down here. There he is. Okay. This is Zebdusipal Mentiri. And I'm going to guess he says the same thing about Widow Vabdas. Yep. If I come up and ask about Darius, he says, yep, says the same thing. And I can't ask about the Imperial Legion. So... He's not of help. Oh. It's interesting to say, go here and find out the truth when nobody's talking about anything. Now, granted, the Imperials are kind of controlling the egg mine. But, I guess I can just keep going further into the egg mine. I don't know if I'm going to find documentation or what. Maybe I find a corpse? Hopefully I don't find a corpse that I... thoroughly looted sometime previously. Oh, incoming. Oh well. Yeesh. Ow. It's a caster. Dispose of corpse, because I have quite a bit of Wait available. You know what? I'm going to start being sneaky just because of the number of things that want to attack. Or because I did get attacked. Is this the Quama Queen? Certainly looks big, and there's definitely a bunch of eggs around. Yep, that's a Quama Queen. Near as I can tell, there's nothing else around. Does this thing see me? That would be a yes. Dang nabbit. Sorry guys, I don't want to kill you, but you're being aggressive, so... Okay. Yeah, it's been too long since I have been down here for me to remember what all I've already encountered. Hold on. There's a door to Gnisis Bethames there. Gnisis Underground Stream. Gnisis Underground Stream. That's intriguing, that there's a door to Bethames. I don't remember what Bethames is, but apparently there was a back way into the mines, besides the one that was guarded. Intriguing. Oh, and Bethames is, it's one of the ruins. Yeah, it's a Dwemer ruin. I remember coming here and finding this previously. I don't remember why is the problem. So, okay. Well, I don't think I'm gonna find clues to his murder here. So let's go check the underground stream and go from there. Hope that I don't get myself attacked. Dang nabbit. Interesting that the warriors will fight you and the workers won't care. I guess they are just, well, I was going to say they are just creatures, but even being just creatures, animals, you'd think they'd have some level of concern. Okay, so this is where I used Feather to get across this section. I do remember that. And I think I came from that direction to get here. I do have my own levitate, though. Which is good, because I fell off, and I hadn't intended to. Okay, so let's just re-scan. Oh, hello, Mr. Slaughterfish. Having the information that there was potentially a murder here. Let me... I need to keep some magic available for levitate, so I shouldn't keep spamming. Let's see if I can find some...
Is that a door up ahead?
It is. It's a door underwater, which I will get to in just a moment, but I wanted to come check this out. The Ransom of Zark. And a burned out torch. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Well, I will take that, but that isn't... I was expecting maybe it would... I'd find somebody's journal or something. Alright, so down here, this goes to Gnisis. So I'll use the world map here in a second to figure out where I am. Okay, so that's Asernald. This is Matt. Okay, so there's Gnisis, there's me. So I'm basically just off the coast here. Alright. But that didn't tell me anything new. So that was not what I wanted to accomplish. However, this would have been a nice place to know about the first time I needed to come in here. Granted, I was able to get the key from the guy anyway. But... Come on. Alright, so now I have to... I think I can get out through this. One of these will get me onto the edge I need to be on, or I could just... You know what, I'll just levitate. There's nothing stopping me from casting spells while I'm in the water. So we'll do that. Which means I have to come find levitate. There we go. And that'll take me up. And I can switch back over to mysticism spam. These were going to attack me anyway, so I'll just be proactive. Okay, so more eggs. I wish I had some better concept of what I was actually looking for. Like, what constitutes evidence that he was killed in here instead of dying in here because he did something that ticked off the Quama. Of course, even if, like... Oh, there's a body. Okay. We have Masalamat Vabdas. There is a common shirt, common pants, an orcish bolt, a steel crossbow, and common shoes. But did I already loot something else? This is a problem. Okay.
Especially if he had like a journal or something.
Right, because we all know that I would most likely... Oh, wait. Mansalamat Vabdas. Oh my, so his ghost, apparently. Do not fear me, Khajit. Listen, and I will tell you how I was murdered by Lugrub Grow Ogdum. I came to the mines to get fresh Quama eggs for my family. Lugrub Grow Ogdum was sleeping, and I snuck past him. When I found enough eggs, I went back the way I came. Only this time, Lugrub was awake. Lugrub murdered me so that no one would know he failed his duty. He dropped the broken axe he used next to my body in the water behind me. Okay, what about broken axe? Take the axe from the water behind me as proof of Lugrub's crimes. Now, I might have stolen Lugrub's axe. That I could see myself doing. I may already have it. So that would be an issue if I do. Because then I'd have to remember what I did with it. But that sounds familiar. I even fought Lugrub. Like, he was at the entrance where I found the bed that I just came past. And I ended up... Was that there? I think... Well, we'll just do this again. Because I don't remember. And I think I dropped it somewhere. So let me go check my notes. What is my alternative here? You know what? I guess I'm going to have to go to Balmora and see if I picked it up sometime after the fact. And just forgot. And stashed it in my... What do you call it? In the various storage locations that I have. And if I didn't, then I may not be able to complete the first quest for the Legion. That would be hilarious if that's the case. That said, what I will do now is I'll cut out and I will come back in when I get to Balmora and find out whether or not that is where Lugrub's axe is. So I will be back. Okay. I'm now in Vivzik, in the Fighters Guild. This is apparently where I left Lugrub's axe. I went further back in previous videos, found that when I dropped it, I'm like, but it's named. I want to keep it. And I dropped other things, which is why when I walked into Bethames this time, there was two, what do you call them? Soul stones on the ground. Because I dropped the soul stone so I could carry Lugrub's axe. So now I have Lugrub's axe. And I got it from Vivek. So now I get to go off to Aldrune excuse me, to Gnisis, which I will do by using the guild teleport. Oh, good gosh. If I could go the right way. This way. Used by using the guild, Mage's Guild teleport in Vivek here. And from here, head out to... use that to get to Aldrune. Use the Silt Strider from Aldrune to get to Gnisis. And then from Gnisis, I will head back to talk to the Widow, because I think that would be the first thing I would do, is talk to the Widow about, what do you call it? About the axe and that kind of thing, and then after that I can present Darius with the evidence, unless the Widow has some other suggestion. But I'll come back in when I get there. Alright, so back in Gnisis, I will say that I'm glad I found Luggrub's axe. I was rather concerned that I was going to try and start this series, well, continue this series, except I'm going the wrong way, and then find out that, oh no, you can't continue because you don't have things you need, which I was very close to being in that position, but good idea, I think I already said this, but good idea to keep track of where you store your stuff. There's a place in Balmora where I've got things segregated out by the type of item it is, and I think what I'd potentially started doing is when I became Fighters Guild, the leader of the Fighters Guild, I was going to migrate all of my weapon stuff there, and then it was just going to take too long, and I decided against it. So, alright, Widow says the same thing about the Reverine, that's fine. Husband was murdered. If you have proof that my husband was murdered, take the proof to Darius over at the Madoc Trade House. I figured that's what you'd say, and you say about Darius is the one who wants my husband's land. Yes, he is, and I'm sorry that he does. But hopefully this gets him to see that he would be... I mean, at worst case, he'd seem to be implicated because the guy was murdered for sneaking into the egg mine. No, which seems... No, he was murdered, not... Well, for sneaking in past a person who was sleeping is actually really what it comes down to, so that the person didn't get caught. But it could easily be seen as Darius gave the guy orders to kill him so that he could try and get his land. And Darius may not be okay with that. We will see. Alright, I think it was down here. Yep, through here, because apparently I left the door open. And we talked to Darius. Darius says, report on the land deed. So do you have the land deed? No. Mansalamant Vabdas was murdered. Murdered? Do you have any proof? I do have proof. I have an axe. What kind of proof do you have? Well, I'm going to start with I spoke with the ghost of Mansalamant Vabdas. I don't care if you saw the ghost of Tiber Septim. I can't tell the Legion officers in Cyrodiil that I condemned a soldier to death because you talked to a ghost. Oh, don't worry, he's already dead. I killed him. What about Cyrodiil, though, since you bring it up? Oy. Okay, yeah, never mind. Proof. Here is Luggrub's axe. Yes, this is Luggrub's axe. I can see how it's been damaged from hitting bone here and here. With this, I have no choice but to believe your story. Luggrub Gro Odgum is an outlaw. Find him and kill him, then justice will be served. Luggrub's axe has been removed from my inventory. Alright, so can I now ask about Luggrub since I killed him a while ago? I can. Awesome. So, you killed Luggrub. Good. Now the widow Vabdas is avenged and justice has been served. I have more orders for you. What, you're just going to forget that you were trying to steal the guy's land?
Well, technically, you could have tried to offer her compensation for the land, but you didn't have that option because her husband was murdered, so I don't know.
Yeah, and he didn't even mention compensation. It wasn't like, here, we'll pay her an exorbitant amount because we really want that land. It was just, yeah, anyway. Okay, so what are your next orders for me, sir? You've proven yourself so far. Perhaps you can help with the Gnisis egg mine. Okay. What about the egg mine? The egg mine was closed recently because of the risk of spreading the blight, but the miners here need the egg mine to support their families. Find the blighted Kwama Queen and cure her. Either cast a cure blight spell on her or speak with Hetman Abel-Mawaya, who has scrolls of Cure Blight. Okay, where's Hetman Abel-Mawaya? And if this was possible, why haven't you done it yet? Hetman Abel-Mawaya, the Velothi Dunmer, is the village hetman and village steward for Hlaren Remoran, Redoran Master, Counselor, Lord of Gnisis. Okay, so maybe that's why, because you'd have to, I don't know. I don't have Cure Blight as a spell, so that doesn't surprise me. But apparently this is somebody who's in the Lord of Gnisis's house somewhere, but I will worry about that later, because I'm apparently starting to do jobs for the Imperial Legion, and Darius is just, I don't know. I'm not real thrilled with the way this is going so far, but find out more about what's going on and what more can be done later. For now, thanks all. Hello all, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button below. You can also subscribe using the channel image in the center of the video. If you are interested in more content in this video series, to the left is a link to the full playlist. Alternatively, when it is available, to the right will be a link to the next video in the series. Thanks all.